The Arizona Cardinals in 2025 should be a lot more competitive, and that's a lot thanks to this man right here, Monty Ossenfort. He deserves a round of applause right now. He absolutely killed the game in free agency and in the draft. We somehow landed Walter Nolan, and then on top of that, we also landed Will Johnson in the second round. This man just deserves all the flowers in the world. I give him so much credit for transforming this team into an actual playoff contender. Like, we should be legit. But there are still some red flags with this team, and there's a lot of things that haven't been addressed. The offense is basically one of those. We made no moves in the draft besides drafting Hayden Connor. He was the only offensive player. Everybody else was defense the rest of the way. And I'm not mad at that. Don't get me wrong. I like the way we addressed the draft. We needed a lot of help on the defensive side of the ball. We needed a better front seven. We did that. The offense was putting up points. We were scoring on first drives, but we couldn't stop anybody. We attacked this thing the right way. But that doesn't mean there's not holes on this team that we need to address, and we're going to be diving into some of those and how I would fix them personally going forward, because as it stands right now, the offense does need a little bit of help. There are some free agents out there, and I'm not going to lie, not a ton of them, but we're going to be diving into some of the ones that I would like, and it might be one guy. So we're going to dive into it. I'm going to show you guys all the options, what the Cardinals have to play with, but before we dive into this, if you guys are new to the channel and ended up enjoying today's video or end up enjoying today's video, consider hitting that subscribe button. I post Arizona Cardinals and NFL related content, so if you're a fan of either of those, perfect channel for you. But let's go ahead and dive right into free agents. We have two glaring holes. As it stands right now, here's what our offense looks like. We have Marvin Harrison, we have Michael Wilson, and Greg Dortch as our receivers. I don't love that, honestly. I really don't. Michael Wilson, a lot of you guys are big time believers, and I think there is a way he could make that jump, but is he the wide receiver 2 of the future? I don't think so. He has some good traits, some good characteristics, and he is a good person off the field. But on the field, it's just he hasn't cracked over like 700 yards, if I'm not mistaken. Like, there's just so much untapped potential there. And whether he comes into that or not is completely up to him. Then Greg Dortch in the slot, I'm not the biggest fan of this. I let that thing ride out. I thought he was going to break out. I thought he was going to have a really good year, and he didn't. Towards the end of the year, he kind of got things cooking in the final game, but that was about it, honestly. So I don't love the receiving core. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. will come into his own in year 2, and he's going to have an insane season, crack 1,000 yards, 10+ touchdowns. The whole nine. I think he's going to be fantastic. Kyler Murray, obviously, you guys know. I think he's QB1. I think he is a top 15 quarterback in the league, and it is enough to win a Super Bowl. Then you have James Conner, who's a top 15 back. You can argue top 10, top freaking 8. It just depends where you have him and depends how good you think he still is going into 2025. I think he's more than serviceable, and he is going to be our every down workhorse back. Then our offensive line, we got Paris Johnson, Evan Brown, Froholt, Isaiah Adams, potentially, and then Jonah Williams with Trey McBride at tight end. The O-line is a little concerning, and the only spot that I don't necessarily love, actually I guess 2 spots, is Jonah Williams and Isaiah Adams. Those scare me a little bit. The left side of the line I think is solid if that's how we're rocking it, but Isaiah Adams, I do not like anything about that. Now, there is a right guard that we are going to be talking about in 2 seconds that did play for the Cardinals. He's sitting in free agency, he has a mustache, and I want him on the team again. He deserves to be back, and I think he is a perfect fit coming off a torn ACL, and that's none other than Will Hernandez, who's currently a free agent, and he's just sitting there right now. The Cardinals need to go make a move and call his phone and bring him back. Here are all the guards sitting in free agency currently. You guys see Will Hernandez is sitting there, number 3. You have Shaq Mason, you have Brandon Schreff, you also have Joe Feliciano, I don't know why I almost butchered that, Cody Whitehair, Dalton Rinser, and Mark Glowinski. Those are all the guards right there that are serviceable. A lot of these guys are on the older side. There's a 33-year-old, again, Cody's going to be 33, Joe is 33, Shaq Mason's about to be 32, and Brandon Schreff is about to be 30 freaking 4 going into the next league year. He's going to be playing into his 30s very late. Don't love that. Will Hernandez still at the ripe age of under 30. He's going to be 30 going into this. He still has a good year or 2 left in him. If the Cardinals want to go bring him back, I don't think it's going to be very difficult. Go ahead and throw a $4.5 million contract. His market value is currently 4.28. That sounds about right. $4.5 million coming off an ACL. Give him a 1-year prove-it deal. See if he can land another contract after that. But this is what we need. We need somebody serviceable. Obviously, there is a lot of dynamic and chemistry in the locker room, and he does bring a good presence. He is off the field, on the field, a good guy. Everybody loves him. Kyler loves him. James Conner loves him. They're all popping out to games together, doing off-the-field activities. He was a crucial part in that. Like, genuinely, he is a culture builder. We need him back for the on-play, but like off the field too, he's a very solid guard. We need him back, and if he's not good, then you slot Isaiah Adams in and call it a day. And his $4.5 million contract's not going to hurt us if you sign him to a 1-year contract. But I think he's going to come back, and I think he's going to be good. I think he's more than serviceable. In the Cardinals, we need the guard. Isaiah Adams going forward for the rest of the 2025 season, I'm telling you right now, will probably be a problem unless he takes a leap, and I'm not seeing things behind the scenes. What I saw on tape last year had some highlights. Had some decent plays. He was serviceable, but he was not Will Hernandez. Will Hernandez was able to anchor. He is just a better scheme fit, and he was just a better overall guard and a better option for us until he went down. And then you saw the O-line kind of collapse when Jonah Williams came back. Things just kind of S the bed. We don't want that. We need that right side to be serviceable, and Will Hernandez can solidify that for us, and we need to find a way to bring him back. The other position I'm not a fan of is our receiving corps, but what do we really do right now? Like, there's just nobody out there that I think is worth snagging. Like, if you take a look at this, Nelson Aguilar, 32 years old, also doesn't know how to catch the football. Don't want that. Keenan Allen, I think he is serviceable, but I'm not paying him anywhere close to $10 million. And I also think Michael Wilson is probably going to give you similar production as Keenan Allen at 33 years old. I would stay away. Keenan Allen might have a decent year depending on where he signs, but I just don't think Arizona's the right spot. Amari Cooper probably going to go back to Dallas. He's hit or miss. He's Mr. Inconsistent. One game he'll put up 80 yards. The next game he just disappears and he's completely garbage. He's also 31. Stay away. DJ Chark, I don't think we need another fifth depth chart receiver. I'm good on that. Tyler Boyd, don't want him. Brandon Powell, don't want him. Chris Conley, don't want him. And these guys are all old. There's just nobody in free agency. Allen Robinson, haven't heard that name in a while, but he's just not good anymore. Like, none of these guys are good. We don't need to bring in a veteran wide receiver. I've seen a lot of us say that we need to, but there's nobody out there. If it wasn't happening through the draft, it wasn't happening. So if we end up signing a veteran wide receiver, not only will I be shocked, but I'd be a little disappointed. I would rather just rock the core we got right now. And we don't have many options because we don't have a guy we picked up in the draft and it's like, hey, we can just go ahead and see what he has. We're rocking the same exact receiver core. So going forward, what we had on the field last year is what we're going to have now. So as long as we're okay with that and the offense needs some receivers who can separate, we're probably going to be in a very similar spot where the offense is about middle of the pack, if not a little above that, like in the 10 to 15, 10 to 13 range. We kind of need help, and I don't know where that's going to come from. Maybe we play the waiver market. Maybe we go trade for somebody at the deadline. That's probably the smartest thing to do because we have a defense. We have a structured, built defense where we don't really need to go out and trade for anybody. We're chilling. Like, genuinely, we are in such a good position. But what do we do going forward with receiver? I say we play the trade market at the deadline and see who gets dropped or see if anybody gets cut and they're a cap casualty. But right now, I'm not addressing anything through free agency. I think we have a team that is serviceable enough to at least get us 5 to 6 wins by the deadline, and then you play it by ear by then. I'm not signing a Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, or a Nelson Aguilar, or even a DJ Chark or Tyler Boyd. I say you stay away and just rock the offense and rock the receivers you have right now. Is that my favorite option? No. Is it the most realistic option? Yes, it absolutely 100% is, because you guys let me know down in the comments, would you want any of these guys? Because I'm staying far away. The new offense with what I would do personally is sign Will Hernandez to a $4.75 million 1-year contract and then just slot him in at right guard. Also, you can let him take his time. Isaiah Adams can come back if he's not ready to start the year, but I think Will Hernandez should be ready to start the year. It's a couple months away. He's got a lot to do with rehab, but I'm pretty sure he's going to come back just fine. That would mean the receiving core stays the same. Michael Wilson, Greg Dortch, Marvin Harrison Jr. It is what it is. James Conner and Trey Benson at running back. I think Trey Benson's going to get a lot more carries, a lot more split reps because James Conner is getting on the older side. He could be the bang-bang every down back, but Trey Benson, you didn't draft him for no reason. You want him to take over, and I think he is our running back of the future. Then you have Will Hernandez and Jonah Williams on the right side, which makes me a lot more comfortable for Kyler Murray and his protection. We need interior protection, and that solidifies it. Froholdt as well at center with Paris Johnson Jr. and Jonah Williams at the tackle. Trey McBride at tight end, a top 3 tight end in the league, if not one of the best, if not the best. And that's the offense. That's what it would look like. It's not a massive upgrade, but this is kind of my realistic expectations and what I would do going forward, because I don't think the receiver position is something we address right now. I think we're chilling with what we got, and we just have to rock with it and just play it by ear and see if anybody's able to get a trade done or see if we can get somebody who gets cut at the deadline. That's probably the most realistic thing, and I don't know the names we're going to be seeing or who's even going to be floated. Whatever team sucks, and hopefully it's not us, we call them and be like, hey, What's it going to take to get a Garrett Wilson? Maybe that's very unrealistic because that's a lot of money to invest in a wide receiver too. Just some like middle level player who could play wide receiver too and give us some serviceable separation. That would be muy bien, because I think separation is still going to be a problem. I'm going to be complaining about that going forward. But who knows? Hopefully we're in a better spot, and hopefully the line holds up. And if we sign Will Hernandez, this line is solid. We saw them play good football, but we need them to stay healthy. If they stay healthy, this is going to be a decent offense, and the defense is probably going to carry us going into 2025. Who would have thought? It doesn't even sound right, but the way we addressed everything in the draft, the way Monty Ossenfort handled it, he absolutely killed it. And I love the way this roster's looking. It's coming together, and we're in year 3 of a roster deconstruction. And look at what I said. I said it was going to take a 3-year process for us to be competitive. Now we're competitive. We have the team to do it. Now we just have to stay healthy and put our actions on the field and capitalize and be successful. We have to put the work in, and we're going to be in a good spot. Right now, talent-wise, on paper, good product. What we do on the field is up to them, and however they mesh is how they mesh. But the talent is definitely in this locker room, and we're in a good spot. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys would do, if you guys would make a move, if you guys would pick up a wide receiver free agent, a guard free agent, maybe another defensive piece. You guys let me know. I know Jalen Ramsey's a name floated around, but I think we need to stay far, far away from that. That's almost $30 million. We just don't want that. That makes no sense for us, and we also got Will Johnson. But with that being said, that is going to wrap up today's video. If you guys did enjoy, consider hitting that subscribe button. I post Arizona Cardinals and NFL-related content, so if you're a fan of either of those, like I said, this is the perfect channel for you. With that being said, that is going to wrap up today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. It's been your boy Mythic. Peace out.